What's going on, Phoenicians? Before I get to this video, I want to say I'm not generalizing here, despite the title of the video. I am not trying to be sexual with this video or try to do anything that indicate that this is somewhat of a fetish. I am not trying to be racist. I'm not trying to say that this group of people is better than another group of people. And if you see comments like this in the comment section, I want you guys to go write replies to those comments that are calling me racist or whatever. Write replies that say, "You are a knobhead. Watch the video." Let's get to the point. As you can tell by the title of the video, actually the title's down here, or somewhere, depending on where you're watching this from, I'm going to be talking about why Japanese girls are awesome. Now, I mean, I say this Japanese girls as a generalization, like I mentioned earlier, but I'm trying not to generalize Japanese girls because, I mean, most girls are unique from each other. Some girls try to copy their friends, some girls try to copy celebrities, and they try to be as ununique as they could. This is across all cultures, but as a culture, what makes Japanese women different from American women or from, European women? I'm not really going to cover that. I'm going to cover what cultural aspects of Japanese women I think are really good and why I really like. I don't know why I don't really have a problem with Japanese girls in general, I guess I can say. I don't know, it's really hard for me to explain because, as I mentioned in the Gaijin Hunter video, everybody is very, very unique here. Like, every person I've met is very unique in terms of their personality, their interests, their fashion, all that kind of stuff, right? This is men, women, whatever, right? However, remember, I'm a sociology major. I graduated with a major in sociology, and as much as this major is not helping me find a job, it does give me a little bit of a lens into Japanese society to kind of understand Japanese people better in a different sense than other people would have when it comes to looking at Japanese people. The reason I'm also making this video is because this is quite a commonly asked question to me. Do you like Japanese girls, or what about Japanese girls do you like? Now, in terms of personality, I think most Japanese girls that I've met are very, very patient. Like, some of them get really flustered and upset if you push them too far, and that's any girl, right? But every girl I know has a different, patience, level of patience than other girls. I mean, and most often than not, these Japanese girls are very, very patient with things that kind of annoy them. That's not saying you should be annoying Japanese girls. That's not saying you should be going out there and being a dick to them. However, if you do something that's kind of stupid, they'll probably shrug it off or think it's funny rather than completely think it's creepy, right? I think that's the difference between Japanese girls and girls from other cultures and stuff like that. I think even if they're born in other cultures, if they have the experience of living in Japan, even just a little bit, they're still much more patient in comparison than other cultures, I think. And that's probably because of Japanese culture saying that you should try to stick to your own thing, and if someone is doing something that annoys them, it's their problem and not your problem. Which is a pretty interesting idea, I think, if you look at Japanese people and Japanese society. Another thing about Japanese girls, it's kind of related to how Japanese people are very, very patient, is I think Japanese people have a sense of, living in the moment. And I think that's really something that I can appreciate because Japanese people, it's a culture thing. It really is a culture thing. Like, everyone gets all excited about Gentei Mono. They get all excited about the Sakura. They get all excited about, seasonal stuff, limited edition stuff like that, right? Because that stuff is in the moment. From ancient times, even in the poetry and stuff like that, the whole Buddhist idea of impermanence permeated through Japanese society. And even to this day, Japanese people kind of take that in stride, I believe. They live the moment a lot better than Western people do, actually. Especially myself. I'm always looking, okay, what am I doing next week? What am I doing the following week? I gotta make sure I get this stuff done, this stuff done, right? And that's me. I plan ahead. Japanese people, they do plan ahead, but they tend not to focus too much ahead. And that's actually rubbed off on me, because I remember when I moved here, I always tried to plan a month ahead, right, for events and stuff. Now I don't even know what I'm doing next week, let alone what I'm doing, a month ahead of time, right? I mean, sure, for big events, everyone plans ahead. That's normal. But like, in terms of just hanging out with people or just going somewhere and doing something like that, right? Japanese girls, especially, they tend to be very improv oriented. I think when it comes to planning, they're not really good at it. But they still, you know, if they like you, if the girl really likes you, she will find time to meet up with you. And this is, like I said, this is across the whole society. Like I said, living in the moment is something that Japanese people tend to value a lot more than Western people. And this is, like I said, remember the 3 groups of Japanese people that I've mentioned, that I've met throughout my university career? The Jun Japa, the Japanese people who have very little international experience, the Kikokushijo, the returnees, and the Kokusaiteki, the internationalized, right? Even the Kikokushijo and Kokusaiteki, although they're very internationalized in their ideas, they still tend to live in the moment a lot more than, you know, their Western friends would be, right? That includes the girls. When it comes to their ideas and their behavior and stuff like that, they're a lot more relaxed, I think. That took a little bit of a time to address, and sorry it was a little bit rambly, but it's kind of hard to explain. The whole concept of Japanese living in the moment, right? And finally, you know, some people don't really like this, and even I don't like it if it's too much, but just Japanese people, they have this, the Japanese girls, they have this cute attitude to them. They just try to be they try to be cute, even though a lot of them don't want to be cute. They are cute inherently, just their behavior, how they speak, how they present themselves, even if they dress really like in a tight, sexy dress. It's still cute, right? I mean, you really wouldn't say, "Oh my God, so kawaii" to a Westerner if she's just, you know, a Westerner that you would meet at Arizona State who has no experience to living in Japan, right? You would say they're hot or sexy, but Japanese girls tend to be a lot more cute oriented. Like I said, even if they are Kokusaiteki or Kikokushijo, just inherently they are cute. And it's not condescending, I don't think, because it's just the culture. It's just how they're raised, how their parents raised them. You know, parents try to make their kids so cute, and they are cute. Like every Japanese baby I've seen is cute, and that's just the culture that they're raised in. Now, of course, there are issues related to that. I mean, some people do think it's condescending to call someone cute. I mean, yeah, I really would not want to call my coworker cute, right? If I had a coworker who was a beautiful female, right? Beautiful woman. If I called her cute, I'm gonna say, "Hey, you're cute." In the middle office, it's not appropriate at all, right? So, I mean, that's obviously an issue, but there's a difference between calling someone cute and just appreciating the fact that they are cute. You know, you gotta be more, what's the word? More self-aware of your surroundings, I guess. That's something that Japanese girls are really good at, being really self-aware about their surroundings. There's a lot of things that Japanese girls do that I really don't like. I've mentioned that in previous videos. I should make that in a second video. Maybe I'll make that the downside of dating a Japanese girl. I don't know. I would really need to make these thoughts more precise, because this video is a little bit rambly. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Like I said though, like, my whole idea is Japanese people in general, everyone on this planet has something unique about them. It's very hard to generalize someone into a particular stereotype or role, but there are things that just across the board Japanese people tend to be, in terms of culture, in terms of belief, and that is very well, it's very hard to not ignore, I think. And I tried my best in this video to express that. So let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are related to this, and I will look forward to reading them. And I will see you on the next video. Take it easy, Phoenicians.
When once was a lad of 22, I fell upon my way. My life devoid of meaning, and my conscience led astray, till a wise man took me by the hand and said, "Lad, you're in